Hey, Danny.
Hi. Nice to meet you.
Have a seat.
Thank you.
Welcome to the Prime Minister's office.
Thanks. It's great to be here. Thanks for having me.
No, thanks for coming, and thanks for sharing.
Yeah. So, as you know, I'm from Alberta. So my biggest concern right now is that there's just a lack of jobs in the oil field. You know, for myself, I'm lucky to work 1 week out of the month at a reduced rate, and I'm probably one of the luckier ones, right? I know a lot of people who are completely out of work, and they have been for months. So I guess say, yeah, I am scared and concerned about the future, and I just want to know what your plan is to save the oil field.
Well, first of all, I have to say I've heard from you and lots of people like you that there's really tough times going on in Alberta right now. A lot of families out of work, a lot of people really worried about their where the next paycheck's going on, how long the job's going to last. And I recognize, first of all, that for a whole bunch of years recently, Alberta was driving the Canadian economy, and that really benefited us all. And now, because of oil prices, Alberta and Saskatchewan and Newfoundland and Labrador a bit are going through a really tough time, and the country's going to be there for you. I want you to know that we are very, very aware of what's going on. And
how does that look then? You said that you're going to be here for us.
Well,
does that mean
first of all, that means investing in the kinds of things that are going to make a difference. We can't change oil prices right now.
That's
right. But the one thing that I'm extremely confident about is Albertans have always been incredibly resourceful and innovative. You've made it through tough times before, and we're going to be partners with you through these tough times. I was talking with the Mayor of Calgary a few months ago. He was talking about the fact that with the challenge in oil prices, a lot of construction workers and indeed engineering firms are ready to bid on municipal projects, whether it's public transit projects or city upgrades that can keep people working, can get people working, maybe not as well paid as when the oil prices are high, but keep things moving.
Is that going to keep everyone working though? Because there's a lot of people in the oil field.
That's not going to keep everyone working, unfortunately.
Where do you see these unemployed oil field workers or people that are struggling right now in the oil field in a year from now?
Yeah. Well, hopefully the oil is going to start bouncing back, but hopefully at the same time we're going to be able to diversify the economy. Listen, there's a lot of people have got skills and education and are willing to work really hard. I just was overseas trying to draw in investment into Canada, whether it's in engineering firms, in high-end manufacturing, in a lot of skills that the world is looking for in terms of a strong, hardworking, educated, willing workforce with economic, political stability, fiscal stability, social stability. Canada has an awful lot to offer, and one of the things about a country as big as Canada is when one part of the country is down, the other parts of the country can support, and that's really what I'm focused on right now. We're about to put forward a budget that's going to have concrete measures to invest in Alberta, to invest in places where there are real challenges to help you through this tough time, because we're going to need you for the long term in this country.
Right. So you say when one part of the country's down, the rest of the country will come in and help out. As far as I know, Alberta is still giving payments to other provinces as far as equalization and that. And I guess my question to you would be, if now isn't the time to bring that money and keep it here in Alberta, when would be the time?
Actually, equalization, Ontario and Quebec still pay far more into equalization than Alberta did, just because of population. But I totally get what you're saying, and we are going to give the support necessary to Alberta, and Alberta's government is going to get the kind of support for its programs, for healthcare, for the things that are needed to keep supporting Albertans. The other thing that we need to look at now is how we're actually going to get our resources to market.
That's right.
One of the basic jobs of the Canadian Prime Minister has always been, you can go back to fish and fur and grain on the railroads, has been to get our resources to market. And the way that has to get done in the 21st century is people want to know that it's being done responsibly and properly and sustainably.
Absolutely.
Unfortunately, the past government tried to get these done without listening to people, without looking into environmental oversight, and had a really tough time getting those pipelines built. Didn't get any pipelines to Tidewater. We just put forward a process that hopefully is going to gain the public trust, create partnership with Indigenous peoples and reassure the science and environmental community that we are being sustainable as a way through.
You're talking about Northern Gateway?
Northern Gateway is probably not going to happen as a pipeline just because of the environmental impacts of crude oil tankers through the Douglas Channel has been a non-starter from the
So are
very
you saying
beginning.
we're not going to see anything else going west? On the prairies?
There's still the Kinder Morgan pipeline that's
right.
going through a process. There's a Pipeline Energy East going through the process.
Yeah, when do you think we're going to actually break ground on those projects? When are we actually going to be moving through that?
I've had this job for 10 weeks.
That's right.
The previous guys had 10 years, didn't get it done. And they had high oil prices, they had full employment in Alberta, they gave full support to the oil industry, and they couldn't get those pipelines built. So I'm coming at it with a different perspective that says, you know what, maybe we need to build public trust. Maybe we need to do these properly and show that we're not focused just on getting these built quickly. We're getting them built as fast as we can, but in a responsible way. And instead of marginalizing the voices that have questions about it, we're listening to them. We're going to hopefully answer those concerns and get our resources to market.
I get that, but there's a lot of people that need money, like myself. We need help, assistance right now, and I just don't know where that leaves me. If you were me, what would you do right now? Would you stay in the oil field, or would you look for something else?
Listen, I all I know is you are doing the best you can. By you married? You have a family yet? Or
long-term girlfriend. We live together.
Well, excellent. Well, obviously you want to start a family, so you're looking for that stability. You're looking for that reassurance. Right now, things are tough right across the country in various ways. If you've got a job, even not as many hours as you like, or not as many weeks a month as you'd like, hang in there. I'm hoping that we're able to draw in the kinds of investment, turn the economy around through diversification, through investments in renewables. A lot of the oil sands companies are actually diversifying into the next generation of energy as well, because we know that in the long term, we're going to have to get off fossil fuels as a planet, but in the short and medium term, we're still going to need the energy resources that Alberta and Saskatchewan and Newfoundland and Labrador have to offer the Canadian economy. And just because there's a dip in oil prices now doesn't mean we got to mothball everything and lose all the expertise that we have. We have to hold on and make it through together this tough period and be able to continue going in a way that's going to give us both the market access and the support from trading partners and investors that we need.
Okay. So if we're not, there's no investment really happening here right now, how is that going to affect us in 5 years from now or 10 years from now? Because, these projects aren't turnkey. You can't just start them up. And we're not seeing that investment here. So, probably not going to actually see anything going for a few years. I think that's safe to say, right?
Who knows what the oil prices are going to do in a while. It doesn't look like they're moving as quickly as we'd all hope for them to come up. But at the same time, like I said, I have a tremendous level of confidence in Albertans, in your capacity to be resilient in the face of really difficult challenges. And what I'm saying is the federal government is going to be a strong and active partner to help Alberta through this tough time, like Alberta has helped create growth across the country. 40% of the jobs directly linked to the oil sands weren't in Alberta, were spread across the country when times were good. And that's not something that we forget easily.
So is there a plan to take the guy off of Rig 13 and move him into different fields right now? Is there going to be funding there for him? Is there plans in place to retrain these guys?
Yeah, well, we're working with the province in terms of the skills you have, the skills oil workers have in terms of construction, in terms of engineering, in terms of really concrete skills that could be transformable to a wide range of industries is exactly one of the things that I know the Alberta government's looking at, and where the federal government's trying to be a strong supporter on. Our finance minister is right now engaging with people across the country, particularly in Alberta, where I'm going out actually in a few days to meet with community leaders, business leaders, and folks like you, who political leaders too, to talk about the kinds of solutions we can have, because we need to make sure that your future, that your job, that the livelihood of so many Albertans who are suffering right now is going to be okay through this tough time.
You said earlier that we can't really control the oil prices, right? That's something that's out of our hands. So it is likely that once oil prices come back up again, that they will drop. Hopefully not, like they are right now, but what steps are you taking right now to make sure that that doesn't happen again, to ease the effects?
Well, first of all, making sure that we're competitive. I mean, being able to get our resources to market through pipelines to Tidewater with the kind of public trust that hasn't been earned in a while. I mean, restoring public trust in the environmental process around exporting through pipelines is something that we have to work very, very hard to do. But at the same time, we need to make sure we're diversifying our economy. I mean, it's not just about the resources in the ground, it's about the hard work and the innovation that people like you, that people in the oil patch and elsewhere are putting to maximize the efficiency of it, to innovate to new and cleaner ways of doing it, to make sure that the world knows that the greatest resource in Canada are Canadians ourselves, and our ability to figure out new and better ways to draw on our resources. But no matter what happens, natural resources will always be a foundational core element of Canadian economy. It's how we add to it your capacity to work hard and work smart and bring out the very best of us that is going to build a strong economy.
Okay.
Thank you for coming in.
Hey, thank you very much for having me. I appreciate it.
Real pleasure to meet you.
Yeah, you as well.
Thank you.
Bye.